Harry Wheels and Adam Silver and Core Sports, they put together one of the biggest arm wrestling matches of history. And this was King of Table 4 with the headliner match. We had Devin Lorette pulling Levon. So before we get into that main event match and the outcome of that, let's first touch on the first match that we seen that day, and that was Marcio Barboza, and he got to pull Irakli. So Sandris, what did you think of that outcome that day?
I think it went pretty much how I anticipated it would go, and how I predicted, because Irakli's hand is so dominant, and I touched him up on a table at East versus West 2, and he just felt like a brick wall to me. So strong, unbelievable. He was pulling Prudnik in the after pulls and opening Prudnik's hand even. So I didn't really see many lanes where Marcio could win against Irakli. I knew Irakli would take the hand, and but I didn't expect that Marcio would be so out of place. He didn't look comfortable on table. He looked nervous actually, and those elbow falls really got to him, all the restarts as well. And for a young guy like Irakli, that's just what you want, for the older guy to just drain slowly away and work on that hand, hit, and sooner or later it will open up. But as we saw, Irakli didn't even have to do it for very long, because first round pretty much everything was done.
Yeah, for what I seen, just like you said, brother, it looked like Marcio couldn't get comfortable. He looked uncomfortable in the setup, and he was getting a lot of elbow fouls, and just things weren't going his way. So I got to ask you, Lachlan. We know that Marcio had some problems with his travel and all. He was supposed to get there a couple of days before he did, but he had some problems with the COVID test, and they wouldn't let him on the flight, so he had to rebook his flight, and he didn't get in there until it was Thursday morning, which he wanted to be there on Tuesday. So do you think that might have had a little effect on him? Maybe the jet lag might have played some part of that.
Yeah, look, if you look at some journals, some scientific journals, you see that they actually they calculate that jet lag can affect a strength athlete by from 30% to 70%. 30 to 70 of a strength athlete's power is going to be affected by jet lag. That's absolutely significant. The other thing that Marcio said is he wasn't fully recovered. Now, Marcio is a little bit older, and he needs to do what Todd Zilla's doing with his recovery, because Marcio does say that it takes quite a while for him to fully recover. And I think that was definitely a factor against the match with Irakli, but not to take anything away from Irakli, because what I saw was he was just lifting Barboza off the front of the pad. It was less of an elbow foul, more that you see Irakli just pull him off, and then you see Barboza's elbow coming off, and that's incredibly dominant. So would it have changed the outcome? I mean, 30 to 70% is absolutely significant. He had the size advantage. It's really difficult to say, but I'm still going to give that win to Irakli. I think it would have been a more difficult match, probably a little bit more entertaining had Marcio got there on the Tuesday. It's not just that. We've got added stress, and stress that close to a match is pretty detrimental as well. So I think Irakli would have still won, but it would have been 3-2, and I think we would have seen some really good matches. But the way it was a very, very dominant performance by Irakli, and I don't have experience with Irakli, and Sandris does, and makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
Were you surprised going into this? Did you have Marcio as the favorite?
Did have Marcio as a favorite, yeah. But having not known, I can, like I said, I can see why Sandris had him as a favorite. He's got experience with him, and I've never pulled Marcio, so it was kind of he had more experience and a size advantage. And thinking that 250 Marcio is very different to a 230 Marcio. So I thought that might have gone to his favor. So yeah, definitely had him as a favorite, but that was the only one I'd gotten wrong.
So what I took out of this whole match is, wow, what level is Toddzilla at? Because that was the biggest take that I got out of that match.
That's the first thing I said was when he won. I was like, damn, how strong is Toddzilla?
So for me as well.